Okay, YouTubers, here's the chart that I made graphing the earthquake activity, major earthquakes 6.0 in magnitude and above. Starting back in 2013, the blue line, this side of the graph is number of earthquakes going up to number of 20, and there again these are for magnitude 6 and above. The blue line represents 2013 earthquakes, 6 to 9 in magnitude. There was an increase. This would be January and then February. So this in the end of February there was an increase. Then it dropped down, slight increase in March, back down. Anyway, and then increases in August, September, then dropping off. So going to 2014, the orange line, there was an increase as we neared the first of 4, which is tetrad, blood red moons. First one being in April 15th of 2014. There were several 7.0 earthquakes during this time. It's very unusual. There hadn't been any during the same time in 2013, and then they dropped off after the blood moon went by. Obviously this represents the blood red moon, April 15th, 2014. So they dropped off, large earthquakes dropped off. Then when we came to the fall blood red moon on October 8th, they actually were down. So we didn't see any significant increase at all there. So following the graph to the end of 2014, the end of the year about average. So then picking up in 2015, this year, which is the gray line, these are the months, it started to increase a little bit as we approached the third blood red moon on April 4th, 2015. Continued to increase significantly for the next 2 months into June, and then started dropping off. And then they dropped way off through July and August, and they've now started to pick back up as we approach the final blood red moon. And this is the total for the month up through the 20th of September. The blood red moon will be on the 28th, so there's a little distortion here. This line probably will increase, assuming we have any more earthquakes of 6.0 and above. Past 2 days or so they have dropped off. So is this relative to the blood red moon that's coming September 28th? You be the judge. Let's look at Earthquake 3D, which is a feed from the USGS, and see over the past week what's occurred with regard to earthquakes. Let's turn off the rings because they kind of clutter up the landscape. Chile had the most activity with as high as an 8.3 quake. I've got this turned off to just 5.0 and above earthquakes, and you can see an incredible amount of 5s. There's a 6.4, 6.2s, 5, 6.4, 6.5, 6.8. Incredible amount of activity in this area. Dutch Sense, who some of you may know, Michael Janich is his actual name, was predicting increased activity here because of what he was seeing around the Ring of Fire. This is on the southeast edge of the Ring of Fire, for those of you who don't know. You can see here the ring of fire. I've got it labeled. Goes all around the Pacific, the Aleutian Trench up of Alaska. It butts up against the Filipino plate. It completely encompasses the Pacific plate, borders the Australian plate. So anyway, there's been pressure building, and this is carried over into the Mid-Atlantic ridge. We had a 6.0 there just in the past couple of days. So there's definitely an increase in this side of the world with earthquake activity. Is it related to the coming blood red moon? Who knows? We'll have to continue to watch. Let's turn the rings back on and you can see the activity. I have the feature turned on too that shows the depth of the quakes. The higher these rings appear on the map or the graphic, the deeper the quakes are. And as you can see, the majority of these are fairly shallow. So let's zoom out a little bit. Take a real quick look at the rest of the world. And this is for the past week, past 7 days. This green quake, that's just occurred. It's less than the 5.2. I can't limit the current earthquakes, but there's been some activity like as we showed on the southwest side of the ring of fire, up here in Indonesia, Philippines area, China, a little bit in China. So the large earthquake activity has mainly been isolated to the ring of fire, and specifically the southeast side, except for the 6.0 up here in the Mid-Atlantic ridge. And that could be as a result of these neighboring plates pushing on it. That's actually the Caribbean plate, I think. So anyway, so you be the judge as to whether you think the earthquake activity is increasing because of the blood red moon coming on September 28th. This will also be on looking at the graphic I showed earlier. This will be on 9/28, which is also the Feast of Tabernacles for Israel. We're here right now on the 20th, the 23rd. In 3 days will be Yom Kippur, and the Jubilee starts for the nation of Israel. So we've ended the Shemitah on 9/13, and so this will be interesting to see what's going to happen. The first blood moon was on Passover of April 15th of 2014. The next one, second one, was on October 8th, which is also the Feast of Tabernacles of 2014. The third one was again on Passover of April 4th of 2015 this year, and then again the last one will be on the Feast of Tabernacles on September 28th. So anyway, stay tuned, YouTubers. Old John over and out.